so much, all of you, for your interest in this landmark trip of our carrier strike group to Karachi. It's quite a unique event, and I think your presence here testifies to the importance of this visit. This is, in fact, the fourth visit of an Italian naval ship to the port of Karachi in recent times, as three other Italian ships, which were the frigate Margottini, frigate Carabiniere, and the multi-purpose ship Morosini, have already visited the economic capital of Pakistan, always with a significant official delegation from the Italian Navy. But this, indeed, is the first time our aircraft carrier comes to Pakistan. It shows that the bond of friendship between Rome and Islamabad is growing ever stronger, as both countries have agreed to broaden and diversify our bilateral and multilateral relationships. The tour of the Italian carrier strike group in the Indo-Pacific region testifies to the Italian commitment to deepening cooperation with a valued partner country such as Pakistan, ensuring the security of international maritime routes and freedom of navigation, and strengthening our ability to operate in multilateral contexts. Defense has been and continues to be one of the key pillars of bilateral cooperation between Italy and Pakistan. Italy considers Pakistan a strategic partner for the security of the region. My country has been a loyal participant in the Amman exercises, and our defense industries have always been present at the ideas fairs. I will also join them, together with a delegation of the Ministry of Defense, in the next edition of Ideas, scheduled to take place, as you all know, here in Karachi in the month of November. But it's not the end of it. In December, our iconic sailing ship, Amerigo Vespucci, will also dock here in Karachi. So you see that the bonds of friendship that Pakistan and Italy enjoy are growing. We have a big Pakistani community. We host a big Pakistani community in our country that enriches the receiving communities back in Italy. And also trade between the two countries is growing, amounting now to $2 billion. But there is still a lot of scope for improvement. Some data shows that it could reach even $5 billion if the ties and the potentialities of this country were better known between demand and offer. And we are there, in fact, to deepen and to make these ties happen, to strengthen also commercially our bonds. But I don't want to take much of your time. I know that you are more interested in our jewel here in Karachi, the airstrike carrier group. So thank you very much again for your interest, and Pakistan, Italy, Zindabad.
Thank you, Ambassador.
CAVOUR, flagship of the Italian carrier strike group. I'm Vice Admiral Selected Barbieri, and I'm here on behalf of the Chief of Naval Operations, Italian Chief of Naval Operations, Enrico Credendino. Before to leave the floor to Admiral Ciappina, commanding officer of the carrier strike group, as he introduced himself before, I would like to, who will explain you and will go more in deep in a lot of aspect of the naval campaign. I would like to underline some aspects. The first operational campaign of the Italian Carrier Strike Group in the Indo-Pacific is a strategic initiative of Italian defense to promote the presence and capabilities of Italy in this region. The dynamics of defense in the Indo-Pacific can affect the free trade of goods and services and trade relationship and the overall economic performance in the Mediterranean Sea. It is therefore evident how, in accordance with a logic of geostrategic continuity, the dimension of national interest at sea cannot be limited to the wider Mediterranean, as it will be best shown in a few minutes by Admiral Ciappina. Coherently, the deployment of the carrier strike group across in the Indo-Pacific region allow the Italian defense to strengthen and consolidate its strategic projection with assets and valuable capabilities, well beyond the usual area of operations. Controlling the sea and keeping maritime lines of communication open is crucial. That's why the Italian Carrier Strike Group has many appointments on the agenda, both in port and at sea, that demonstrate the willingness of our Navy in working in synergy to obtain an effective and profitable maritime cooperation. As a matter of fact, the training activity for our ships at sea in the upcoming day represents a precious opportunity to improve our skills and integrate our forces together, further deepening the already strong ties between our people, our countries, and our sincere relationships and camaraderie between our sailors. Now I leave the floor to Admiral Ciappina, who will more in deep, as I said at the beginning, in several aspects referring the campaign. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Admiral. You are on board the carrier, of course. There is the core of the Carrier Strike Group, CAVOUR ALPINO, which is moored here in Karachi. There is a third ship, Montecuccoli, that is now underway from a port visit in Colombo, so she will join us after our port visit in Karachi. Montecuccoli is the newest ship delivered to the Navy. It's a very modern concept of our multi-combat purpose ship. The air wing that is embarked counts 15 aircraft, jets, 8 F-35Bs, the fifth generation jet. 2 of them belong to the Air Force. Here we have our representative from the Air Force, the Italian Air Force, since this is a joint effort that we've done together with the Air Force to grow the capability of fifth generation. And we have also 7 AV-8Bs. AV-8Bs is the current weapon system that is operated from the aircraft, and they will lead the way to F-35Bs very, very soon. We have also 2 ANH-90 helicopters on board CAVOUR. One is on board Alpino, whilst Montecuccoli is on board one Leonardo EH-101, a bigger helicopter. It's a total of 1,200, more or less, crew for the Carrier Strike Group. On the right part of the slide, you will see some multinational efforts. Because we've been aggregating ships, European allied ships, within the Carrier Strike Group since the beginning, because this is a multinational effort. The Italian Navy has invested a lot in increasing interchangeability and cooperation with all allied and partners. And this is one of the main purposes of this very campaign, to work together with our partners, to work together with our allies. And we've been receiving also within my staff that is working for me, that is working directly for me, some other contributors of our allied during our deployment. I was saying that building a carrier strike group with our own capacities is possible because we have logistic ships, because we have destroyers, we have frigates, we have aircraft. But this framework, a multinational framework, gives a strong message of cohesion within our allies, within our like-minded partners. That's we are here. That's why we are here. Admiral Barbieri was talking about the wider Mediterranean. There is a geopolitical concept is where the most of our national interest lay, and this is the circle on the left part of the screen. This is where mostly our efforts usually are located as a Navy, with a concept of flexibility to move the ships where they are more needed. For example, as we are doing now in the Red Sea, to protect the sea line of communication, to keep it open, that is vital. While we have always one ship in Atalanta mission, European mission against piracy in the Indian Ocean, but the interest towards Indo-Pacific is growing, and the Italian Navy, in coordination with other navies, is increasing the presence. Her Excellency was mentioning Vespucci that is coming. She's making the tour of the world tour. Last year we had Morosini. Morosini, there is another PPA like Montecuccoli, arrived over here. So this is an increase in presence in our efforts of cooperation with our partners. This is just at a glance the effort, the latest effort of the current operations of the Italian Navy. With this deployment, we invested a lot in the Pacific region because the way we see all the maritime regions are connected, is a continuity. Whatever happens in one part of the oceans reflects immediately towards the others. That's why we need to be present over here. Over here in this slide, I want to highlight one of the most important aim that we had for the campaign, and it was the declaration of the initial operational capability of the F-35Bs embarked on CAVOUR. It's our sea-based expeditionary capacity of 5th generation. There is a target of the defense that we developed together with the Air Force. We started in 2018 when we updated CAVOUR to be ready to host the F-35 and replacing the AV-8B. It's changing from a 14 tons maximum takeoff weight aircraft to a 28 tons aircraft. There is double the capacity, double the weight, and so on and so forth. So the ship needed to be upgraded to be able to operate the F-35Bs. And then all the way up to this campaign where we enforced through some very specific exercise. One of them was in Australia, pitch black exercise with 20 nations participating from all over the world, where we had the possibility to use widely the F-35Bs in live firing campaign, in a lot of mission with air-to-air refueling and defense, offensive, defensive, and so on. So at the end of the campaign, when we arrived in Japan, we in 26th of August, the presence of the Italian Minister of Defense and our Chief of the Navy, the Italian Navy has declared the initial operational capability on F-35Bs. This allows us to go very fast towards the change, towards the new weapon system. And Now I would leave the floor for any questions you may have, emphasizing one more time that we are very honored and pleased to be here to tighten our relationship and friendship with the Pakistani Navy. There is a perfect host. Thank you even on behalf of all the commanding officers of the Carrier Strike Group, and we are really looking forward to going at sea and training together at the end of the port visit. Thank you.
Will you be taking part in the forthcoming Oman